Welcome to ClientCare. Today we will see the entire life cycle of a request. First, I have opened this app on my mobile. I'm going to log in as a owner to raise a request. So we are going to log in into this application as a owner. Here I've added the owner details. I'll be adding the password and the project code. This facility is given so that one user can be a part of more than one project in the same real estate group. So as you can see, I have added the username, the password, and the project code. Now I'm logging in. Here you can see on the right hand corner, there is a button to raise a new request. Also on this landing page, I'm able to see all my pending requests, the completed requests, or any requests that are raised by the tenant. So first, let us go and create a new request. Here, the building and the unit are already chosen for me. I will be adding the description. Uh, so this description is faulty switch in living room. I can click the photo of the switch if I want or upload it. Here I have clicked the photo. I can select the preferred date and time slot for the visit. So here I'm choosing tomorrow's date with the morning time slot. And done. This is how I created a request. So once this request has been created, you'll be able to see the request in your pendings list. On the click of this request, I'll be able to see the details of this request. From here, I can cancel the request if required. Going back to the landing page, the DGM and the zonal heads can log into the application through the web. Here I'm going to log in as the DGM. I have added my username and now I'm adding the password. Once I log in, I land on the dashboard. We'll first go to the request tab. Here I'll be able to see all the requests. So this is the request that has just been raised by Priyanka Sachdev, who was the owner. So I click on this request and now I'll be able to see all the details of this particular request. The status of this request is in pending state. I'm able to see the image and other details. Now here I have a few choices on this particular request. I can assign this request to a facility member who will be working on this request. I can decline this request as a DGM if we find it irrelevant. Add it to a watch list. This watch list is on the dashboard. So if there are any critical requests that need to be monitored, we can add it to the watch list and have a easy access to them through the dashboard or escalate the request if required. So for the purpose of this demo, we are going to assign this request. So here, first I select the priority, which is medium. I select the group. So this is electric work request for the switches. And we are going to assign a facility member who's going to work on it. We're going to give in a due date, which is day after tomorrow, and give a remark. This remarks are configurable from the admin side and can be configured to suit your needs. I have assigned this request. Further details of this request have now been added here. Another facility we have here is notes. In the notes, I can add certain notes which I want to communicate to the facility member. So if I say visible to the facility member, these notes will be visible to the facility member. In case I don't want it to be visible to the facility member and these notes are just for my reference, I can uncheck it and add the notes here. Once we have assigned this particular request, you can see we have two more actions on this particular request. One is on hold, another is reassign. So I can either put this request on hold in case, for example, if the material for this request is not available, we'll put it on hold, or I'll reassign it to somebody else if required. Now I'm back on the mobile application, and from here I will be logging in as the facility member. Here I've logged in as a facility member. From here I will be able to see all the requests that have been assigned to me. This is a request which has just been raised by Priyanka, and the DGM has assigned it to this facility member. Now I will click on this particular request and I'm able to see all the details of this request. The facility member can then work on this request depending on the details that have been given. Once this request has been completed, the facility member will add his own remark and complete it. This request has now been completed. So you will be able to now see this request in the completed section. Now I'm going to log into the mobile app as a owner. So here I have logged in as a owner. And if I go to the completed tab, I'll be able to see the request that was recently completed. When I click on this particular request, I'll be able to see all the details and give my feedback. I'm going to give a good feedback, select a feedback comment, which is again configurable from the admin side, and say submit. The feedback has been successfully registered. This completes the entire life cycle of our request. Thank you. Let us now see the dashboard of the DGM. Once the DGM logs in, the first tab that the DGM will see is this dashboard. On this dashboard, the DGM will be able to see all the zones in that real estate group and all the projects within the zones for that real estate group. As you can see, there are 5 zones here with a few projects within each zone. Now there is this color symbol in front of every project. This indicates the status of the project. This shows that this particular project is in green status, whereas in this project has gone into red. So on the click of this particular project, you'll be able to see the details of this project here. This shows that this project has 27 open requests, out of which 6 have been delayed. High priority, we have 11 requests, and medium priority, we have 3 requests, whereas in low priority, we have 2 requests. Each of these cards are clickable. If you would like to see all the open delayed requests, you can click on this particular card and you will be redirected to the list of requests that have been delayed. Going back to the dashboard, these are the details of the particular project. Going further down, we will be able to see a few graphs here. The first graph talks about the created versus completed request. Here one can select the project. You can select one or many projects. So let's select just West Everest and you will be able to see the graph of created versus completed. Here the cards show the total number of requests for this particular real estate group with all the states. For example, there are in all 53 requests and 23 of them are in pending state, 13 are in assigned, and so on and so forth. The next graph talks about the delayed. It will give you the number of requests in each delayed group. So we can see that in 1 to 5, there is one delayed, that is for this particular project. Here again, you will be able to select the project as you want. So here it shows you. This is a feedback rating graph. So this will give you the feedbacks that have been received so far and the graphs. At the max, you can select 3 projects at a time and have them compared. This is the aging graph, which shows you the requests in each age group. This is where you'll be able to see the request in your watch list. So any critical request or important request will be put under the watch list. And you can save your favorite searches here. For example, if I click on this particular search, some of the search criteria are already predefined and I will be able to see the data for this search. So this is the entire dashboard for the DGM. Going to the zones, here I'll be able to see the zones and its details and who are the zone heads for each of these zones. If I go to the facility members, here we'll be able to see the list of all the facility members in the real estate group. We just saw the request. So these are all the requests that are part of this group, and here you have an elaborate search criteria which you can see. The request can be searched on each and every criteria that are available. And then we have quite a many reports here. So we have reports based on the raise date, on the completion date, zone-wise reports, state-wise report. So all these reports which are quite self-explanatory. And at the end, we have a master report. Let me just say this month. I can select the zone and the project and say search. This will give me the list of all the requests within that particular project. I can download it. On downloading, I'll be able to see all the details pertaining to that request in this particular Excel sheet. Now we have logged in as an admin into the ClientCare app. Here we land on the dashboard. On the dashboard, we are be able to see the details of all the users in this application. So this will give you the total number of users, the total number of projects and zones in this particular real estate group. Along with that, it will give you an cards to show how many new users were added this month, new projects that were added this month, and zones that were added this month. And a bifurcation based on the roles. How many admins are there, DGMs, zonal heads, tenants, and so on and so forth. In the next tab, this is where the admin will be able to add the users. On the click of the new users, the admin will be able to add new users as required. And here we'll be able to see the list of the users added. Here is the admin list. Here is the DGM list, the facility members list, the zones, and within the zones, we will be able to see the different users. And we also have a facility here to bulk upload the users. So from here, I can download the template, fill the template and bulk upload the users. Once these users have been uploaded, it will come here to authorize the request, and once we authorize the request, the users will be added to the system. Also, the users can register themselves from the mobile. Once if they have been they register themselves, the request will come here to authorize the request, and once it has been authorized, the user can start using the application. Our next tab shows us the zones. It will give you the list of the existing zones and a facility to add any new zone that is required. We can also edit the existing zones if required. The next tab will manage the projects. Here again, you'll be able to see the list of the projects along with a facility to edit the projects or add new projects if required. Also, we can inactivate or activate the project if required. The next are other configurations. So here we'll be able to add the request groups and types, request priorities. Then we have the functional areas. We can add them from here. The notifications. So if you want certain notifications to be broadcasted to a certain project, to certain group of users, we can do it from here. We can add a list of frequently asked questions, which will be visible to all the users of this app. Then here we have a facility to add brochures. So if you want to market certain upcoming projects within the existing owners, tenants, you can do it through this particular section. And we have a user manual which can be uploaded here and viewed by the users on their mobile. We can configure the report headers from here. So all the reports that we saw, which can be downloaded or viewed within the application, we can configure the name of these reports so that they can suit our need or how we want them. The on-hold messages can be configured from here and the remarks can be configured from here. Along with that, we have three more configurations. One is the project status configuration. If you remember, when we saw the dashboard of the DGM, every project was given a status color. That status color configuration can be done from here. For example, if we want to say that the project goes in red when a certain priority request are above so much percentage, and or the delayed percentage of the request is too much, then this particular project will go into red. You can also configure your status from here. So here, your project will show status color. Whatever I choose the yellow. When priorities, I can select the priorities from here. Give the percentage and or delayed percentage is equal or above. This is how we can configure. We have three status in our application. One is red, yellow, and green. Then we have the escalation. So this application has two facilities of escalation. One is a manual escalation and one is auto. You can set rules for auto escalation from here. So you can set a rule that the particular request will be escalated to a zonal head if it is in pending days for 3 days and in delayed state for 5 days. It will be automatically escalated. Similarly, we can set an escalation level 2. And also we have a facility to manually escalate in some conditions. And here is the note setting. By default, the notes will not be allowed to be added by the facility member. But if you wish to allow the facility members to add the notes, we can apply the settings from here. So this is all about the admin. Thank you.